Let's see if this thing will get its shit together today. Highly unlikely. Let's see if this thing will... No, nope. We only need one of me. One's enough. God, it's bright. And it is snowing here. So, there's that today. Oh dear. How tragic. Though, I do miss some Carl. I die. I think I might play this song. I think it kicked my ass sideways the last time I did, though. Oh well.
Oh, and I'm the type of guy who will never settle down. Where pretty girls are, well, you know that I'm around. I kiss them and I love them, cause to me they're all the same. I hug them and I squeeze them, they don't even know my name. They call me the wanderer, yeah, the wanderer. I roam around, 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 around. Oh, well, there's Flo on my left arm and there's Mary on my right. And Janie is the girl, well, that I'll be with tonight. And when she asks me which one I love the best, I tear over my shirt and I show her Rosie on my chest, cause I'm a wanderer, yeah, a wanderer. I roam around, 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 around. Oh, well, I roam from town to town. I go through life without a care, and I'm as happy as a clown. I with my two fists divine, but I'm going nowhere. Oh yeah, I'm the type of guy that likes to roam around. I'm never in one place. I roam from town to town, and when I find myself falling for some girl, yeah, I'll hop right in that car of mine. I drive around the world. Yeah, I'm a wanderer. Yeah, a wanderer. I roam around, 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 around. Let it go, let it go.
Also, I was listening to last night. I don't even know what that was. Nope. Damn, that was strong language. This is also one of my favorites. Since I was very little. Came to mind last night. I think brain spit it out because of certain clouds of despair.
Every night I hope and pray a dream lover will come my way. Girl to hold in my arms, know the magic of her charms. 'Cause I want girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Dream lover, where are you? With a love oh so true, and the hand that I can hold, feel you near as I grow old. 'Cause I want girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Someday
I'm gonna pass on those two. Oh, this one I found wildly cathartic last night. Just looking through the comments section of it, and
Communication is an essential part of my job. That's why I use Grammarly, an AI partner trusted by millions of professionals.
yeah, no, lady. Some of the comments on it were something about being burnt in witch trials, and I don't know, the comment section on this song was lit, man. It was hilarious. the rosining of bows, the breaking of strings. It's amazing to watch these two play. It's also one of my favorite songs to dance to on stage almost. Has a vibe. You can't be hanging from a fucking ceiling to this. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Um, so anyway. It's about the dance, right? Nah, I think for right now we're gonna ease into this. Hot fucking mess. Pretty sick of the hot fucking mess. After this many years, all of it, I do want to touch on some things though that aren't really worth touching on, but Lord knows you give some of these critters anything, and they just they do their things. Then they get real extra, and then sometimes they get real stupid. Most of the time, both. Speaking of mm, pathetic shit that won't stop fucking me and keeps trying to do weird wonky shit since fall last year before Christmas, etc. Well organized group ever slide home into some shit, narratives, blah blah blah. It starts with no, it starts with certain people visiting my chat. Right. Well, some sassies and things, right? And then, oh, oh, the hit on my channel, and then TM's cute ass little hands, and then it just goes from there, right? And then of course you have pushes of things right around that time too. You have meltdowns, histrionics between creators over certain shit to do with certain Fred, Ziggy's, Monsters, Brian's, Docs, all the things, right? You also have a few attempted moments of fuckery by this group. Didn't work out well. A lot of those, yeah, most of those come back to Ziggy. But don't they always come back to one another, to each other, and in a group? Oh, yes, they do. All working. Now, when you leave things that stupidos who have been used to getting away with their shift gears and their vague fuckery and whatever, And you immediately, after being hit, like, what's this shit? Right? What's this shit? Now, apparently you could only get one of these dumb motherfuckers up for this shit. Like, it's pretty blatant. What was up? Nope. Dumb motherfucker after playing in the whole horse shit with Cher and Sage. Oh, the rest of the crew. All doing things the last few. Yeah, it's fine. You can only get one of these dumb motherfuckers to be this dumb and help line y'all up a little bit. And of course, it's always the worst, isn't it? A for no. F for failure and D for dumbass. It's just where I'm at. Now, I think this was the other day. Y'all, when they hit my channel, on purpose and did so in a way that, left it to where info couldn't be gathered on him, and Tim gave her a cute little hint and all that. I immediately went about, I don't know, maybe putting up a Patreon. You remember me telling you all this, of course. Nobody else is stupid enough to touch, right? Now, what I did with this Patreon was I didn't go finalize it. I never set it up entirely. Yep. Wonder why that was all these months. Ha! I don't know. In the middle of all the fuckery you all were already up to. Can't imagine. Now, y'all know my super staying here, right? The pathetic, hot creeper stalker wants to wear my skin mess. Right? I want you to love it today. She'll get attention. However, a couple days ago, it looks like this dumb bitch. Oh, she's trying for y'all. She's trying super hard right now. Bless her. She's trying. And God used to get away with until. Now, as you can see when you go to my Patreon, it says this page is under review. Okay? Even this dumbass, right? She knows what she's doing. She thinks she's slick. People buy it because, well, people are stupid and gullible. And they don't pay fucking attention, especially if they're morons and they have comprehension skills over. They just love to hate anyway, right? Clearly says under review. But what old dummy here does to feed out the narrative and to attack and target in a well organized group manner, and like she's been making sure, it's fine. It's fine, it'll all come together in the end for her. She posts this dumb shit. This whole lengthy AI bullshit. Because you're working with somebody who spells illegal ILLEAGLE like there is an American bald eagle out there with like the cold or flu. Not shit. So anytime you see it spelled correctly, chances are it's not it, and it's AI. It's a thing. Anyway, so with this dipshit, stay in misery, break your kneecaps, Psycho does, is post this with a screenshot of the Patreon. Okay, no shit. But does the AI version of under investigation. No shit. Now, I would say those are two different things, wouldn't you? Oh, yes, you would. If you had a critical thinking, comprehend, if you had a mind of your own, and you could look down, from top post where she clearly has AI version under investigation, and then the actual screenshot of my shit that clearly says under review. Alright? But what she's trying to do is mindfuck you. Right? Make you think false and misleading things about me. And to fuck with us, I don't know, in money type ways. Right? For the group, because of the cycle they're in, the way they want shit to go, and the things they've been at for months now. For a while. Now, the AI version of this explanation for under investigation is violating Patreon's community guidelines, strict rules regarding content and account may be investigated for. Well, that could mean there's no content on it. Hate speech or harassment couldn't be that because there was nothing on it. Adult content, nope, couldn't be it. There was nothing on it. Extreme fetish cut, nope, none of that. It's not even set up. Misinformation, nope, not even set up to have that on it. Self-harm or dangerous, nope, because there was nothing on it. Fraudulent or suspicious financial activity, nope, because no money could come to it because it wasn't set up. Copyright or intellectual property infringement, nope, because nothing was on it. Criminal or illegal activity, nope, because nothing was on it. Going through it, nope. Copyright, nope. It's none of that. Child exploitation, nope, because nothing was on it. User reports and complaints, well, I guess y'all could complain or report for an account going up, sure, right? But that's not happening. It's under review because the fucking Patreon was never fully set up. So you can clearly see she's running a narrative. She knows clearly that what she's putting up is false. There's no way she doesn't because, well, by God, under investigation and the words she had to type in to get the AI bullshit are entirely different than what she and her own eyes could see, which is under review. Now, you see, that places dumbass Crystal as doing this on purpose, intentionally, and, it looks like with what her and Sharon and Bell's been doing for all these months, it's coming together nicely, along with Ziggy's, the rest of her crew. And I'll go on all the way back to TM and the hitting of my channel and other shit in the background and certain pushes of things. Oh, I don't know. Fall around the time of that doc talk, all the weird shit, you know. I'm in no mood for you motherfuckers. You're about to piss me off. I do think it's funny, and I do appreciate you again using your little well organized group effort online to show the pathway and the tying of bows and tying each other together, all the way back to the drip drip that came up in my chat months and months ago and what's being done recently. Thank you for being the worst use you can be. An extra. So anyway, clearly, different things. Now, look here. Go type in under review, Patreon. Why is my account under review? La la la. You see, there's a difference. Under review. Yep. No shit. It's to ensure the content is within community guidelines. This review can happen when launching a new Patreon if there's suspicious activity on existing account. Well, it's not existing because it's not been fully set up yet. But the review happens when you're launching a new one. Oh my god. I'm so suspicious. Anyway. So yeah. Yeah. You see, there's a difference. Go type in Patreon under review versus Patreon under investigation. And you see she had all the information boldly right there. Under review. She typed in under investigation and put that definition up though, while clearly being able to say she wasn't giving the right one, which implies she intentionally did what she did. That's going to be hard to get. And considering what her and the rest of the group are doing, how bold and blatant that shit is. Especially since, right around Summer's birthday. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Y'all gotta stop. It's too much. I mean, it's enough. It's more than enough, but, yep. Yeah, y'all aren't being mind-fucked out here or driven to fucking target us on purpose or to think false or misleading things by these critters for years, are you? No. Never. Now, yep. Oh, my favorite is this, though. Y'all seen this shit? I was also sent this. This is funny. Stan has been dedicating music to me. No shit. For Jody. No shit. No shit. For Jody. The song is Alice in Chains, Man in the Box. Right? That's so vague. My goodness. And then, right above it is another one, Red Hot Chili Peppers, which I recently mentioned. And love it. Right? Oh God, Stan couldn't help her skin wearing Buffalo Bill stuff, and to vague do shit. So right above For Jody and Man in the Box, you have Red Hot Chili Peppers, Can't Stop. And her implying that she's never gonna stop fucking with me. Isn't that cute? That's cute. It's gonna be so goddamn vague, a judge or police in that area will never get it. They'll never catch on. And then she went about posting, 63 other fucking songs from Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I think, Everlast, which she knows are some of my favorites. Yeah, she's totally standing. I'm hoping she finds a bridge soon. One with bars, preferably. Papers. Ain't no judge who's gonna be down with that. But my son had a heart, but I got heart, but but it's all conspiracy. But the lawyer, but look at my YouTube. It's these people picking on me. I'm not part of a well-organized criminal organization online doing dirty work, pretending to be so crazy I can't be prosecuted or sued halfway to fucking hell and back. They can't take everything from me and my husband and everybody else living in the house. They can't do that. But look, my shit's got pretty banners and I'm just talking shit. Yeah, it's fun. Anyway, she's a victim. You know. So anyway, there's that. Been a weird. Oh wait, that's a 723 thing. Let's see here. Oh. And I was gonna come back on the other night, but this wasn't going so well. Then some really bad things occurred, and then yesterday got alerts on our phones for people we do know, and it's still making my heart cringe every time one of the alerts and the sound comes anyway, but because it's always the alert and then terrified what the fuck this group online or any true crime shit latch onto, you know. But they always try to with any in this area and try to leapfrog it to summer, you know. So it makes me sick. Terrified for whatever family and children are involved and how they'll be done and how you all eat and feed, and I wasn't wrong. Looks like even cursed sorry ass picked it up yesterday. I just knew better than to log on and just be in here anywhere. Yeah, you pathetic pieces of shit. Latched on real quick. So I avoided the fuck out of this place. You know. So yeah, I didn't like seeing people's names I knew on the alerts, let alone knowing that y'all fucking immediately be like and trying some fuck shit with it, and boy if you did. And luckily everything ended okay, and so y'all weren't allowed to eat, feed, and fuck up shit there. But boy, didn't you grab them instantly. Right? Sure did. It's new there though, right? So anyway, I appreciate more compiling. It's wonderful, you tragedy pimp bitches. You unwell group of fucking nutbags working in a well organized manner. Carry on. Anyway. There was something else there with one of the others. Oh, one of them had sworn a couple weeks back to retire from anything to do with summer and to never mention my name again. Looks like they're back to their bullshit again. Imagine that. Never takes them long. Um, never does. Does it? Now, speaking of pathetic hot bitches, I hear that Ziggy was back in other people's medicine cabinets last night. I'm not touching that button. I know that I got the theme for it, and originally it was titled Unreleased Recordings, but she changed that for clickbait purposes because that shit's older than fucking dirt. I don't even know, some desperation clicky bait shit like anybody gives a fuck. I mean, Lord have mercy. Is there anybody, like, for real? It's the best she could do on 6 Up. Play fucking old unreleased, call it, like, come the fuck on. When 6 Up relapsed and did all that shit, come the hell on. Who gives a fuck? 6 Up's so very proud being a lifer of methadone or Suboxone, whatever the fuck that is, and on the highest dose. So she's never coming off of that shit. She's been on for years. Ziggy over here, she has a history of her own. The fuck are you? Are you too serious at this point? Who really gives a flying shit? Meanwhile, Fred and Ziggy are manufacturing and selling, whether they believe it or not, resin, no matter what, is toxic once it hits flames and is ingested or broken off if you're crushing other things in that grinder. But they're manufacturing and selling drug paraphernalia out of their home while he's on probation. And Ziggy's over here being like, Xannies, what's 6 Up got in my old medicine closet? I know I've heard it. But what would a day be if Ziggy wasn't talking about drugs and somebody else? You gotta live vicariously through some way, don't ya? Girl's got a fucking problem. Anyway, I guess that was hot content last night. Y'all tell me, I guess y'all watched it. I ain't fucking touching it. The changing of the titles, all of y'all, like, should have seen and realized, like, come on now. That shit's ridiculous. It's about as ridiculous as them suddenly, before needing to come back to Tennessee, um, remembering that they can purchase Fred's fucking polygraph results for 40, $50, I don't know, from Nashville. Like all these years, like all the time. And that would have been a hot commodity to put on the street as content now that you need. Now you're all like, 40, 50 bucks, right? Yeah, I ain't buying it, literally, or otherwise. They just now remember. Well, spare us the bullshit, homie. Everybody's crafting. That's lovely. Can't imagine where it come from. Because that started about a certain time that I talked to certain folks about my own. Wonders will never cease. Everybody's picking up the crafting shit. Much like when I posted vids of the cooking shit. Everybody became a fucking chef. It's the strangest shit. Ain't it though? I don't know. Y'all weird out there. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so there's all that goofiness going on here, from the title, because I was on real phone calls to other people last night. We all get the notification that fucking PG's gone live about a dream. Again, I'm like, shit, I think, and it's got certain people's faces, including mine, and names in it, and so I was like, I think we're all supposed to be triggered. Am I supposed to go there? Is Monster gonna go there? Who's going over there? I don't know. I was like, nah, I'm gonna pass. I did better things, had chuckles and other shit, and avoid shit out of all that. Also, fun note, I'm not sure what's going on with the Ernie being around the Enslow character, who was shitting on him wide open way back, and all that. I don't really care. It's weird because that was built up then by certain characters, including Daisy and all. Like it has a feel on it for me, y'all. PG trying to push out Ernie again, like a fucking Rosemary's Baby shit over there. Nick's like, yo, Ernie content. Woo! Right? We get to chase him down. He gets to violate probation again, go on the run. We get to spend several more years, pretend setting him up for audiences and audiences to participate in the bullying, and then to also, when we get close, warn Ernie, but as we're using law enforcement to think, that we've turned him in, and that makes Hussies right. It's fine. Fuck it, right? Y'all having a good time yet? I hear tell that Ernie's got a magical new fucking super combat ready Trump Tiger team or something. He's a prisoner of the Summer Wells case and all this other shit too. Not sure how he's been in jail. So you think his team would be more up to date than he is, but also I want to tell y'all that if Ernie's out and about, because most, if not all, probation, you have to be in by a certain time. There's a curfew with that shit. Okay. Ernie also cannot travel without pre-authorization, and most of those you cannot be outside of a 25 to 50 mile radius of your home, unless for work, and even then that's if, and that's even on baby-fied probation. Um, so just so y'all are aware, just so y'all can get ahead of the narratives and him starting the cult shit and PG and all them running and whoever that cracked 40 and everybody else is wide open with this Ernie's got whatever and Ernie's saving the babies and blah 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 bullshit. Y'all, he gave me travel and he gave me doing no fuck shit. Also, while on probation, you're not allowed to even have so much as fucking pepper spray or a knife longer than your index finger. And well, if they really want to come into your hizzy, they could probably fuck you up for even a kitchen knife that you use for legit purposes. So I'm not sure, but there are an abundance of ways to shut down Ernie before he even begins this time. Please do take note. Ernie's full of shit, always has been, and, you know, he should be on a curfew, and, also can't be around other criminals or those on probation, anything like that. No weapons. His team can't even have like little pocket knives or pepper spray or batons or any of that jazz. Um, so do remember that if you see that anywhere near him. And yeah, no trouble with that. So if you all want to help these creators trying to lift up Ernie and you want to help people get mind fucked, taken for rides, etc., well, you be my guest. But there's something up with it, and they're drawing content, and I mean, no, I think we're all good there. So, and I find it wild that hear tell, alright, that certain people were trying to get in touch with Ernie for Benny. His first night out. Now, I find that strange, because that being done wide open in chats. Now, I hope those weren't fake accounts and made look certain ways on that way it fucked with Benny, but if not, oh boy, that'd be enough to violate fucking Benny's court conditions, now wouldn't it? Reaching out to the creators to do what? What's in it all learning for? Having others do it to subvert the online thing. Nah, that don't. What the hell? That seems a little possibly like it's skirting the lines a bit. You know what I mean? What the fuck could Benny possibly be getting up to with Ernie, you wonder? I don't know. Let's hope that's just fake shit rolling about in... Is it Angelo? Whatever the fuck his name is. Brad? I don't know. whatever. Let's hope all that was just theatrics, fake accounts, trolls. You know, too. So, there's all that. Right? Let's get that out the fucking way today. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to touch on. Pile of shit somewhere. I'm sure of it. There's many every day. Non-stop here. Using, years of it. There's some other goofy shit. I know there was. There always is, isn't there? God, those were terrible. Y'all, it's been like 3 or 4 days. I still can't get down. I still can't with these. I can't. They're killing me, Holmes. So anyway, my whole body is like, so. Sorry. So anyway, and I'm gonna take some Tylenol because it's just how I'm rolling right now. The amount of ocular migraines is insane recently. And for some reason, it's one of the only things that combats it stupidly enough, and I have no idea why. So anyway, I also noticed this weird thing, like that shouldn't be happening, and now I'm trying to do like a controlled medical experiment upon myself because I don't take anything, really ever, including Tylenol, ibuprofen, aspirin, none of that, right? And I don't like even Tylenol shit because it's really not good for you, and it's mostly placebo, and also cuts down empathy centers. I think we went through this the other day, but and raises your risk of things. So I don't necessarily try to put anything into my body. So recently, those I've been taking it for the ocular shit. When it seems to be getting worse, um, I've noticed this weird thing happening. Unlike my thyroid, man, for some reason, on the days I've had to take Tylenol, or chosen to, I can feel temperatures correctly. Ish. I even feel myself looking for a cold spot in my bed. For the first time in forever with my foot. I was like, what the fuck? It's a miracle. you know. So I'm not sure what the correlation is there, what it's doing. I'm like, so let's fuck around and experiment with me. You know? So. And I've not heard any of my other friends or my groups talk about noticing any such thing with their thyroid cancers. Or I'm like, well, shit, something's going on here. I don't know what it is, but I want to know, right? So, yeah, I'm curious. It has me curious. Shit, I might be a guinea pig for self. Hospitals and everywhere else do it to me. Might as well just fucking do it on my own. I'm like, And but the problem is, I've also noticed because I don't normally sweat. Period. It was also wildly enough one of my first signs of this metastasizing coming about was that I'd started, and that's been a lifelong thing. I don't sweat very much. When this started happening, and everything, I started sweating. I was like, what the fuck, right? So sweats for me are normally a bad thing. I'd say they are now, but anyway, they do happen every now and then. But I noticed, Tylenol is also making that fucking happen. I think more abundantly, or something there. Especially if I go to sleep for even a few minutes, wake up wringing wet. It's gross. Not a fan. But for some reason, can feel temperatures correctly. Strange, weird thing. I don't know. Might as well play medical experiment on myself, though. I'm curious. Fuck around and find out, right? So, yeah. I don't know. Just a weird little blip there today. Speaking of weird things, one of those weird things in life, you know. Just try to figure out all the what's, why's, causes of, answers for shit that just is, you know. You know, lighting, shadowing, shading, right? Static lighting and hollows, right? Cars can look black and silver, and then the next second look blue. Almost like entirely different models, even. Right. 1 second to the next. Right? Blue. Black. Just based on feet of difference, shadowing, shading, light coming in, no light, you know, full sun outside the ridges, but none inside the hollows. light coming through canopies and trees and growth. Rays of, and sometimes leaves blocking out the rays. Yeah, especially depending on where and when you are in some of these hollows. Where your positions, where you see things from around. Anyway, that being said, just one of those little things, one of those knowns. Things just are as they are. Now, and that would be another vehicle down there at the, back end of the road at Fred's, of course. Of course. All I'm hearing now is Mr. Ed, right? The horse is the horse, of course, of course. I don't know, it just hit me. Still thinking about going and interviewing that damn runaway horse with a jar of peanut butter. Be highly entertaining, if nothing else. Maybe go find the damn horses being led into Fred's in the middle of the night after summer banish too. Get some peanut butter. Interview them suckers. Let's see what they got to say. Anyway, I'm always thinking, pondering, burning the fires, the puzzles. Always have been. I do a million times over with each and everything, and new things and old things, and things I refuse to listen to or hear or do whatever until I'm ready to do them or listen to them or to go search them out. Yeah. Sort of a non-stop thing with my brain. But, I've had quite enough of Fred's nonsense. More than enough. His and Ziggy's and her years long, even before public, trying to fuck with me, my family, everything else. I was just fucking at it, man. Thought early on he was just being, I warned the bitch. I was like, he's just gonna fuck with you. And then I'd see me and he'd be like, yeah, I'm just fucking with whatever. I'm like, well, whatever you do, you. I don't give a fuck, right? That time you had the whole crew coming in and out. People really running up to them for cash, whatever, just feeding them their bullshit they want to be fed, type of crap. I was like, oh shit, whatever. Yeah, but pieces come, and eventually you hear things, it's just why I ignored him at first. It's like, fuck it, Did not realize what the fuck that some bitch was really, that's what I get for ignoring the rest of them, I guess, in ways. But, yeah, at this point, I'm just so disgusted, pissed off, irritated. Him trying to put targets on our backs, my children. Um, Him and Ziggy both, Blue Soul, you know the lead into all it really begins with Piper, Scott, Penny, and Monster, and Becca, and all them. And eventually Jenny, Adrian, the rest. Y'all know the drill. But Ziggy, Fred, Andy, you know, on the pet when he was like, hey, Ziggy's gonna be my friend, he was just fine with them, but oh boy. When Ziggy started being like, fuck Andy. He's like, but wait! You know. Didn't have a problem using her to hurt the children, I know that, did he? There and to help, and nope. Pumping out worse shit than it's ever been. Yeah, it's whatever. Fuck it. All of them. All of them make me want to vomit on the daily. The thing is, cat hair and taffy apply. And Fred said enough little things that are tee-hee, but not tee-hee, right? There are things Fred said that let me know, and not that Monster cares, if he ever fucking paid attention, he'd realize, maybe, but to show that it was indeed Fred up at certain places, and that even after Summer vanished, he was closer than he ever had a right being and should not have been, and right at the windows of our kids again, and the back of the cabin, and our bed, and this, you know, and all these things, and obviously because of the swap and everything occurring during those times for renovations, all that shit, he would have been right up against certain structures where I and Little were again, and it shows how very close and what knowledge he holds of certain things. And the only way he could have had those was if he was right there. And there were many nights where, like, yep, that's Fred, and he's right here at the cabin, and you know, I and my children knew it, and Monster knew it, and I'd message him. He'd be out, obviously, fucking 400 or whatever, even after Summer vanished, and be like, bitch, Fred set off and he's creeping again, right? But, it also looks, because of what Fred said, that it would also have been the year prior, and you tell me the reasons for that. And see, those are the leaks Fred's let out, thinking, yeah, but he'll get by with whatever, right? Um, I hear them just fine though, and I suppose I'm meant to, right? Because he's still in that tee shit. He enjoys shit like that. Lately, I'm finding a really, really fucking foul ass problem where it concerns just tee and certain things that, give me pieces that can be put together with events occurring around us for years. Um, Shit he said throughout, including that. Do y'all remember when he said that he had placed a trail cam up on Dobbs' property to watch Candace and Dawn's, but because of deer? Remember that? And then later on, it was that it was on a deer trail. Find it weird considering where Fred was coming and going from, and others concerned, and what these people took me a while to figure out. Know that shouldn't know, and if things were as they said they are, then the, like, say Ellie wouldn't have come back and asked them certain things if they were put certain places because of Ellie. It made no sense. But it looks like there's possibility Fred, oh, Fred he has all the SD cards, not just of his, and he fucked up when he said all that, but about, this and the other. And, he did make sure to note that a few were his, the rest were whatever, right? I feel like there's a possibility Fred was checking certain things or downloading or copying or doing whatever else, especially since certain things in the middle of the night, an abundance of nights, things missing during the middle of the nights, more than one time, and he was letting others know what was on cameras. Because there are people that hold knowledge of pictures of themselves and otherwise on cameras that they shouldn't. But they try to attribute to Ellie, and I just, I don't know. Could be wrong, but, and then that would explain why Fred can't necessarily come up with all the SD cards or anything, because, well, I'm pretty sure Fred ever did. A whole abundance of them would be other people's. They'd be copies of this and the other. And they'd all show that, well, those pictures were not taken in places belonging to Fred or he should have been accessing. Now, see, the thing with Fred is he's pretty notorious throughout the community for shit all the decades I've known of fucking with cameras, doing all kinds of shit. Him and all his feathers, but him especially, he's very snoopy. He's like, you want to call me Kravitz, bitch, please? Motherfucker always going around being like, it don't matter what the fuck kind of day it is. He just fucking freaky like that, okay? Then you combine meth and dope use to that, and you get really weird shit. And then the genetics of that particular line, oh boy, don't take much, right? There's a whole bunch of weird shit. That's all I'm saying. Thoughts, fires, poses. Those recording devices placed around elderly women in and around Ben Hill and otherwise to drive them crazy or to listen in or to gather later to listen to what's happening in their households. Especially those, it seems like, I don't know. Could be that some had, I don't know. It's fun. Right? I'd hope that same thing wasn't occurring after summer vanished. But I'd bet it was during, I don't know. Whole bunch of women in the area throughout all the years experiencing weird fuck shit. So you don't have to be there all the time if you're watching, if you're just listening and you gather every day or two, now do you? What's a freak who might want to know everything or be all up in your households and shit? Listen on you, your kids, me, Andy Hours, weird gifts showing at mailboxes. I don't know. What are the chances? Miss Code. Maybe Andy's memo. Several others inside that road and around it. It would explain some shit. Even up there at his own homestead and otherwise. With people he was attempting to drive crazy or fuck with or torment and do things. I don't know. Some types, man. Anyway. Thing about it is, after summer vanished, Monster and I were certainly like, bro, they had set him off by Don visiting. Motherfuckers twacked the fuck out, paranoid as shit. You know, we can hear him running around in the middle of the fucking night and otherwise, especially when all the aircraft would come down and shit during certain times. This the other. And, running amok. We knew it was him lurking. We knew it was others as well. I have a feeling it was a couple together, quite frankly. Maybe helping one another, even. Cause shit, what is it to use a digital recorder or anything else like that? Leaving places to gather shit to help a band of merry idiots. You never know, really. See what everybody's saying, the privacy of their own homes with each other or about summer, what their statement, any of that shit, you know? Especially as an abundance of them start working with YouTube, phones in the goddamn pockets, and weird fuck shit going out to YouTubers and definitely not LE. Right. Each other up and down, people who are worried about things, I don't know. And apparently, according to Fred, asking each other to help each other, I don't know. The fuck is that? It's anybody's guess, right? Depends on which puzzle or fire you're burning, doesn't it? And shit, maybe it's all just brain dots. Maybe it's all separate things. You never really know. What I do know is this. Fred has a real problem with 14th and 15th. So does some around him. Since the beginning. And they want to make those two somehow same days. Now, or mix them and match them or do whatever the hell, right? Now, for me, this gets really weird if you add in that they're all about that truck and they say 14th or 15th, right? Like that's okay. You see, now I'm sure Ellie or Feds would have eventually gotten around to visiting Monster's workplace regardless and whatnot, but I remember being asked about certain vehicles and this the other and blah 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 blah, right? And I was like, you know what? Monster's good enough, he could probably give you the tags off the motherfucker. He could, he's always been good with numbers. Like remembering numbers, like tags, shit like that. That's about it though. Makes, models, type of shit. So they left, immediately went to him. Messaged him, told him I needed to speak to him. They went there, they talked to him. As I recall, that was in the technical only place they go beside the shop. They're inside. There's like a wheel portion and sort of a conference table in there, but that's, and they talk to him there and whatever, and away from all the noise of the shop. Be the left, the front business door. Anyway, so thing is, all was well. They got the info they wanted, needed, etc. And then some. What they are asking about, though, well, you know what? Let's play this first. You want to? I'll play a piece for you. And JLR, you can suck my dick about as hard as you did that Mountain Dew bottle, bro. Oh, look. I'm not even playing it off his. But it is his. So. Whatever. But it's not, because this was put out by and then taken by. It's fine. And I didn't feel like going through and finding the originals. Everybody like, what the fuck? But these were a thing, because I was like, man, what the fuck? Because they were attributing wrong all these things, and I was like, what the fuck? So I ignored it. I don't even think I listened to all of it. All of them, whatever. But, some of the shit was a little wonky in these, as I recall. And I was like, that ain't, what the fuck? So I was like, whatever. But, these are, anyway, it's fine. So we're just gonna play this, fuck it. We're just gonna play it.
We are actively trying to find out what happened to Summer Wells, and
No, they're not. Don't let them lie to you. But anyway.
we're trying to get answers here. I want everyone to watch this video I'm about to show, watch and listen, and then we will discuss. Check it out. So this is a neighbor of Don and Candace Wells, and he provides insight about the day Summer was reported missing and events that happened before Summer Wells was reported missing and after Summer Wells was reported missing. Let's go through it, and then we will discuss.
Let me tell you a strange story that no one knows. The day that Summer Wells went missing, my wife messaged Candace Wells on Facebook asking her if there's anything that they needed. Pretty common question.
The wife, his wife, like he said, messaged Candace Wells.
In that situation, if there be such a thing as a common answer, but the response was a 6-pack of Mountain Dew.
So they asked Candace, his wife asked Candace, is there anything they can do to help? And Candace replies, a 6-pack of Mountain Dew. Now, whether that was Candace that replied.
It was. Candace was talking about this with me. Not this piece, but in person. Saying that she had indeed been brought Mountain Dews a little off from. So, true story.
Or not, or someone using her account, could have been Don or somebody else. But the reply that they got was a 6-pack of Mountain Dew. Now, that's odd. To me, that is very, very odd response to a genuine question from a neighbor that's asking, hey, do you need help or anything we can do? Yeah, I need a 6-pack of Mountain Dew.
I found that odd. second strange encounter that we had around when Summer went missing, Don Wells had came down to my home. I wasn't there yet.
All right, so he said Don Wells came down to his home. So it looks like this neighbor here lives somewhere along Beach Creek. We know that Don and Candace Wells live on the top of Ben Hill Road, go down their driveway, and then Ben Hill Road goes down to Beach Creek Road 347. So this neighbor here had to live somewhere real close to their home along Beach Creek somewhere.
Guys that I work with and my wife were there, and he spoke with them the very next day. And they tell me that his whole conversation was around her being in a better place, her being in a better place, her being in a better place. And they found that odd.
So Don Wells went down to their home the very next day and was speaking about Summer in past tense. She's in a better place. She's in a better place. So, you know, Summer is no longer on this earth. She's no.
I can't tell you when that supposedly happened or the day or confirm any of that for you, but boys just seen on the first night in a couple hours. I did before we even made it to Fred. I suppose that's part of why I'm here. I've been here this long. I know it is. Probably if not for Dawn in the road that night. Then just a couple of hours. What we thought was just a couple at the time, right? Some revenge. And his behavior, what he was saying, his tones, throughout the whole day, and then throughout the rest and the remainder of that night. I don't know, I can't say. I think it would have changed things if it all been different. If he had shown any, and he did, he showed more than Candace would say, but still wrong. But I tried to give grace for so long for him and C and D, both. Because of who they are, what they are. To excuse, to jump past biases, Okay, it's just them. Knowing all the time didn't really make a damn. Even with anybody else coming and going, running their whole lives, right? Not really able or wanting to say that publicly. I probably would have what sooner had I known what they were doing in the background and feeding all of us out to the goddamn wolves while all of us were cooperating fully, allowing searches, trying to help. And they were just chaos and mud and jello. Along with Fred and Laura's sorry asses. Yeah, and by day, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, you realize that's fully taking place. You just don't know what degree is. Wish there'd been some more in our pamphlet or something. Been great. Been fucking wonderful. Had we all been warned thoroughly and adequately on what was being done and done by a few inside that road, and how we were being fed out as mud jello, distraction. Look here and look there and blame this one and blame that, It'd been fucking wonderful. And I think it would have stopped a lot of everything. But that's not the way it went. But watching and talking to Don at night, throughout the night, the day, look, man, even when Candace pulled up to me and then after a minute or two, Don pipes up and I'm like, well, shit, there's a whole other ass human being I thought was in the fucking vehicle as she was coming out of the driveway. So you're telling me somebody took my baby girl? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, fuck no, I didn't say that. And even I didn't think, like, who the fuck thinks something, I just shook it off. Yeah, I was like, oh, whatever, fuck stick. But I remember being like, I'm sorry, I didn't know, but it was just, I really thought, even still in those moments beyond that, as Candace was asking, help me find her, this thing or other. I was like, really thought just walk around for a few minutes and find her. No, ain't the way it worked out, right? It's not the way it worked out. That was what was still in my mind. I checked that shit off and I was like, that's stupid. I just thought she'd be there somewhere. So did the other neighbors looking with me that day. I know that's what we all thought. That's what we all hoped. It just didn't turn out. And I think most of us knew instantly at certain points at the end of our searches as law enforcement was coming in and search crews and more neighbors pulling in, and all that, looking at each other and just, there's a feeling she just wasn't there. Something was wrong. Far more wrong than she wondered or anything like that. Then later that night, Dawn are going, meh. What the fuck? What the hell is that? What the hell is it? The awkwardness of having to be like, feeling like I had to be like, man, it's only been a little while. Have some hope, have some faith. About that time, the Pebbly kicked into the pond, I guess. What else do you say? You're like, Man, just have some hope and faith. You know she can run like the wind. You know she can get away. She will. Just give her a bit. Don't give up on her. That's all you can think to say. But he's so certain even beyond that. And the tone, the mannerism, still meh. The fuck do you mean, meh? You know, top fucking demeanor and shit. The fuck you mean? There are moments and body movements and behaviors and words that play a million times in my head a million times a day. Play, stop, rewind, play, stop, rewind. See, just like did them in real time. In living color. Head tilts. When I asked him, because I was certain, I was so certain he'd kill Candace. Because Summer was his everything, right? I was like, man, don't hurt her, don't kill her. Oh, I won't. He's like, I don't think it's her fault or anything, just don't, whatever, you know. He's like, oh no, he was so certain. It's one thing that's been missing. Everybody says it's the tears. It's not the tears. It's the true rage of Dawn. Other things missing, of course. That for me was always a something. Didn't sit right. You know? That's why the days and the nights, especially the nights, when I'd sit up protecting my own, trying to keep, oh, I don't know, creepers and weirdos from doing weirdo shit, listening for Summer, and listening for scavenger activity, anything like that. That's why nights like those when I hear gunfire and certain ones things, I'm certain that he's killed Candace and the boys, and I keep waiting for the next gunshot. Like, holy shit, you know. Even bother to wake up Monster, whether I get beat for it or not, or screamed at some more and told to get back in camp, whatever, right? As I listen to all these fuck sticks and inside that goddamn road, move and shake about throughout the night, do weird fuck shit. Along with other things, you know, especially after they take the cop off the road. After so many days in. Especially in between aircraft and drones landing and taking off and that type of thing. Certain times, patterns, behaviors. Just, you know, there's so many things inside the puzzles and fires and questions and things, you know? It's not necessarily what I've seen or heard or whatever. It's also things that are missing or absent. things that should have been that weren't, and it can be clues. A whole lot of that. A whole lot of that. Anyway, yeah, carrying on.
Longer alive, according to this guy here. That's what he thinks Don was kind of implying.
Now, once again, we don't know how we react in a situation. I'm just giving you some points, giving you some information that I have that no one else has. You can take that for what it's worth, make your own opinions, read into it, don't read into it, whatever. But these are things that we know because of being near the area, local law enforcement, things like that. Number three is 2 or 3 nights later on a rainy night, there's some country roads back through that way. You can there's a back road that you take that comes out there in Kingsport, and it's not it's a traveled road, but it's not traveled a great deal. And the Don and Candace were seen it's about a mile and a half from their house, pulled over on the side of the road, very, very, very country road. Don was behind the wheel. Candace was out, and she was coming out of the wooded area.
Okay, so he says that 2 or 3.
Now, for me, this is where I was like, the fuck? You know, especially early on. Um, I do know which night it was all rainy and things. That would be the same night that they had to come in because of stupid bullshit being pumped out by psychics and maybe somewhere from in the hollow about waterfalls and shit. And police had to look for me. Remember Fred talking about that? Mm-hmm. And well, yeah. I guess Fred was in there watching that shit, huh? But I don't know, man. I guess everybody's real busy or something those few days. If that's true, I can't say it is or isn't. Stopped on roads, going visiting Allie and Hunter, you know, doing all the things. I don't know. Makes you wonder when Fred was down there recording and shit, don't it? Oh, but that's the wonderful part of this. Oh, that's the wonderful part. Because it wasn't until after that rain, one of anyway, certain things popped up, and then Fred immediately popped up days after summer vanished. And Monster like, oh, here he comes, the fuck, right? And all he could worry about was scent shit. And be right after. And all of us are sort of left wondering, what the fuck? How does this occur after a rain like that? That's what Fred's freaking out about. And then for some reason that brings to mind for him stuff to do with Jason and this, yeah, you know, and all these other things. He sits on Hawkins' bed, does this, yeah, you know, whatever. That's what he's talking about. He's also talking about debts and all this other bullshit, and trying to make people believe Summer vanished the day before on the 14th, all these other things. I'm like, dude, are you stupid? And then trying to pretend he didn't know her at first when he called her by name, and then, they'd be like, well, okay, but me and Dawn were buddies for like 6 months ago. I guess by the same time, Dawn started having angels pop out of his ass and talk to him and stuff too. That's weird, right? Who gives a shit, though? In that time, Fred also mentions how Dawn's the one that's whatever, because Dawn has told him that, basically an amalgamation of goofy biblical shit that Summer's dirty, so she had to be cleansed. He doesn't mention any goddamn word about somebody told him either, because later on he put that off on, I believe, Marlena's dad, and I think that only became a thing after, of course, he conveniently passed away, because dead men can't speak up or fight back. It's a thing around here, right? Y'all, you fucking newspaper, I doing all weird shit. So anyway, there was that. Then later on, you see Fred doing shit with the resurrection stuff. Then he sort of tailors it to what's online or what's apparently available via social media. And him and Marlena were some of the first there and first second. I don't know. All their ass is studying shit too for all the time. It's just, it's what it is, I suppose. If the road, though, and any of that's true, that would be part of the road Dawn traveled on his way back from the Jonesboro work site that day on the 15th. It wouldn't be that far into it either. So I don't know. I'm sure alien feds do. I'm sure they were told this same thing, and I'm sure they've searched whatever location that is. So please do not go inundate them with bullshit. Alright? I do find it weird that this said to have happened and since and then Dawn to be part of that. In sudden sense. And Fred being like, and see, I can verify because I did witness and was part of the series of events to where things popped up when they did and how they did and all that. I'm like, the fuck, right? And I heard Fred kind of cursory glance over the things though, but initially he tried to attribute it to and blame it on certain things too. I don't know. The movements of many in and around rain and after. Strange times, those. Oh, but
3 days after Summer Wells was reported missing, so 17th, 18th of June, 2021, Don was behind the wheel, and they were seen along a country road between their house in Kingsport and Candace.
And that would make me question, where were the boys? Were they not in the car? What the hell's going on there? I mean, you could be like, well, maybe they're with Candace Sr. or whatever, but I don't know, those two weren't leaving the boys much. And one would always have one, and the other would have two. And it'd be strange for them to take off and not have the boys, but maybe they were in there and somebody just didn't see them. I don't know. Carrying on.
Was coming out of the woods. If this is true, what do you think Candace was doing in the woods there? Were they looking for Summer? Were they getting rid of evidence? why were they parked along the side of a country road? And which road was it? There's many roads that branch off of 347. Was it 347, which is Beach Creek? Or was it another road on its way to Kingsport, a side road, one of those roads that go into the holler? I wonder what road.
I think she probably could have waited to get home. Maybe not. But
He just said, hey, maybe she was using the bathroom. But you would think, if they're a mile and a half from their home, they would just wait till they go home to use the bathroom. Especially, if you have to go, you got to go. But if you're close to your home, you're just going to wait till you get home. So what was she doing there, if this is all true?
That was strange, that they were off in a secluded area, at dark, while it's raining, and Candace Wells was seen coming out of the woods about a mile and a half away from their home.
So I think law enforcement should talk to this guy here and ask where exactly was that location.
I just love when dipshits like Joe. Like, I think law enforcement should talk to. Yeah, I mean, like, and this piece is like 2 years, right? I go, why say stupid shit like that? Especially when here in a second he talks about he's talked to law enforcement otherwise. And he knows about that there's a mess. I mean, obviously, and then you think Ellie don't come wear these pieces too. So why did these creators go on that stupid shit? Well, I think law enforcement should go, you think they ain't already 4,000 steps ahead of you for the most part? Come on now.
Location that has authorities searched that area. Have they already looked? Have they asked Candace if it's true? Have they questioned Candace about being on the side of the road here, Don driving? Let's go on.
Also, another strange thing was, you've seen pictures of how high, the mountain, the hill going up to their house or whatever. At the bottom of.
And let's also, not forget, this is the fucking feds, bro. And Ellie in this area. You think they didn't know where Candace and Dom were coming and going from or tracking their every movement at that point anyway? Give me a break.
There's like a field. Now, that field's always grown up. But about a week or less before Summer Wells went missing, Don Wells mowed that down. I mean, I say mowed, hacked it down because it's about chest high.
Assuming that's at the bottom.
Yeah, I think that's where I, in part of this when I originally watched Peace Over, I was like, the fuck? Bro, who is the guy? I'm not good with faces, so whatever. But anyway, Dawn didn't do that, man. That was the tree and brush company. And yeah, it wasn't just mowed down, it was hacked down. It was like ground to the fucking dirt and mud, man. Right? Badly enough to where, like I've always said, the tire impressions, right? On the 15th, that's how I was trying to look for signs and traces of summer having been through because those impressions for the tires that they use, like the empty spaces, the mud and all that come up between them, so it left these perfect little spots. So if any pressure been applied on them, even by someone of Summer's weight and height, they would have, pressed down. You would have seen that they had been in some directionality, you think. See any of that. But that's part of how I was trying to track. And I'm sure the others with me were as well on their side, but those tire impressions from the heavy ass equipment that ground all that shit down to the mud. And it was still soft enough where if she'd been through it, like her weight and everything should have showed that those are pressed down and not the perfect little squares and things. And I looked for disturbances and little puddles sort of, the road you all talk about that cuts in down there into that field and everything else to see if the water wasn't murky or been disturbed in those little puddles that were left sort of everything. And if anything crossed through it recently, well, it wasn't disturbed, it wasn't stirred up. Either way, the point is, these people, I guess, were unaware that they were unaware of the tree and brush crews in the center, so they thought Dawn had done it. And throughout the years, though, Dawn had actually kept it mowed around the shed in the center and pretty neat on there, at least around the shed portion. The rest to be grown up, but that's not unusual. It's a field, right? You only mow the parts you're going to use, do whatever with. The rest's free. Nothing unusual about that. But ain't like they did hay or anything either. But who the hell's going to mow the entire thing? Nobody is. Nobody. But I guess they were unaware of the tree and brush crews, so they attributed it wrongly to Dawn mowing it down to the fucking mud and grinding all in it for, like, I'd never seen anything like it. I was like, what the fuck? This is like, they took down tree stands, fencing, all the fucking shit, and just ground it in. I was like, what the fuck? That was pretty wild. But, yeah, those tire impressions are how I tried to find a way to track to see if summer had been through with spaces and areas on June 15th. And geez. Anyway, but yeah, so they were wrong on that. But anyway, then
Their property, Don and Candace Wells, Ben Hill Road, on their property, down there by that shed. The shed that I posted a video about that shed. Other people that have been following this case, YouTubers, have posted about that shed. Right there at the shed, it's a field. It's a field to the right, to the left is the woods, and then going up the hill to their home. There's a big field there, and there's a small little dirt type, roadway that can go to that shed from Beach Creek. So he's saying that Don Wells mowed and hacked down that area before Summer Wells was reported missing.
That's the first and only time that field has ever been mowed. That field sits at the base of that very hill that he came out and said that he feels like someone took her down the hill and then it had to went through that field and off to wherever.
Confirms out of his mouth.
Now, apparently, look, it took me eons to realize that Dawn's thing, like, I was on vid chat the day they were conducting that interview, but I never watched it. Whatever, and it, even eons over here, I then finally became aware that Peacemont was in it, and he was like Dog Trail and Muffled whenever. I was like, what the fuck? And then he immediately changed his tune or some shit. And then I recall there being portions of me hearing where then he said that, and it might have been on the one with what's her face on the swing, I don't know, but he looked down and said then he thought that's how Summer been taken or something too. I don't know. He changed it a few times, but for the most part, he's always been on that fucking Dog Trail bullshit. Dog Trail. And down towards the bend and the curve, right at the culvert. I guess. So, I guess he had heard the one where Dawn had maybe put it as the trail leading down, towards the field, because I know at a certain point even I heard Dawn do that here too, but looks like really from the beginning Dawn was apparently like Dog Trail. And that would be on the interior of Ben Hill and leading down to like almost the same area where Candace and I first had contact. So uh, whatever. Can't imagine why they try to believe it. The dog, this dog. I'm just like, I'm not oblivious, man. Fuck shit's real. But, yeah. Goofy bastards. Fucking Build-A-Bears. They get my nerves.
That right there by that shed. Don moved that area. Why? If it's true. Remember, if it's...
But he didn't jail her. Yeah, dipshit. That's what you get when you listen to a guy that sucks Mountain Dew bottles and does Hell Hitler signs, right?
It's true.
Also, the Ranger, black, older model Ford Ranger that was seen in the area, we were told by law enforcement, we turned in that clue, we were told by law enforcement that that truck was there. It was at the end of Ben Hill Road picking up an automotive part.
Of this investigation, they were looking for that truck. That truck.
Now wait for JLR to be a dumbass. Never mind, you don't have to wait. He always is, isn't he?
According to this guy, who I'm assuming is the neighbor, said that...
Said that he feels like someone took her down the hill.
For some reason, the speed jumped on its own. I'm gonna rewind.
And then they had to went through that field and off to wherever.
Confirms out of his mouth that right there by that shed. Don moved that area. Why? If it's true. Remember, if it's true.
Also, the Ranger, black, older model Ford Ranger that was seen in the area, we were told by law enforcement, we turned in that clue, we were told by law enforcement that that truck was there. It was at the end of Ben Hill Road picking up an automotive part.
Of this investigation, they were looking for...
It was there. And it was at the end. The fucking end of Ben Hill Road. Picking up an automotive.
For that truck. That truck. According to this guy, who I'm assuming is the neighbor, said that they're the ones that reported the truck. They're the ones that reported the truck. And as he just said, the truck was at the end of Ben Hill Road getting an auto part. Well, you know, there is a house at the end of Ben Hill Road. The neighbor, the Chambers. Was it just like a transaction going on there?
Now I don't know if JLR did this on purpose to you people in the world. To target others or to try to draw others out, like this group has tendency to do by pretending to be this ignorant and get people to be like, no, oh, you got the wrong place, the wrong house, whatever, and then they insert Weasel in and try and talk to, I don't know. Either way, obviously the end of Ben Hill is not the beginning. JLR, you dipshit. Non-blinking lizard-ass motherfucking only crisis actor I've ever seen, some bitch. Blow it up your bullhorn. Anyway, I'm sure y'all are aware of where the end of Ben Hill. Who is it that tinkers around with, I don't know, cars? Mechanic-y. Pulls parts on things all the time. Who is that again? Oh. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't recall a Ranger or any Ranger parts having been available in it, but maybe they were there for a different automotive part for something else, right? Alright. Hard telling. Yep. Hard telling that. Pay attention.
For an auto part that the guy was just there to pick up, or a girl in the truck to pick up a part. It has nothing to do with the Summer Wells case. Let's go on and...
Is that what he said? Or do you think the feds would have told him that?
Also, I was told by law enforcement that whether the scent...
Hell, let's just stick with the vehicle. You want to? Where was it again?
You know, roadway that can go to that shed from Beach Creek. So he's saying that Don Wells mowed and hacked down that area before Summer Wells was reported missing.
That's the first and only time that field has ever been mowed. That field sits at the base of that very hill that he came out and said that he feels like someone took her down the hill and then it had went through that field and off to wherever.
It confirms out of his mouth that right there by that shed, Don mowed that area. Why? If it's true. Remember, if it's true.
Also, the Ranger, black older model Ford Ranger that was seen in the area, we were told by law enforcement, we turned in that clue, we were told by law enforcement that that truck was there. It was at the end of Ben Hill Road picking up an automotive part.
Speaking of this investigation, they were looking for that truck. According to this guy who...
June 23rd. Told Monster the feds are here. They need to talk to you too. I told him they're on the way. Because they immediately, when they got the info from me, were like, boom. And I was like, here's the address. Got the address for them. Told them where's that. That's where they went. To Hayworth. Yep. And then later on, I think he messaged said they were there. They got in there. And I was like, well, go whatever. I don't give a shit. So, like, 4-ish in the evening, he messages and he's like, oh, they were nice. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. They were nice. And they were. Anyway. Fred, what do you know about that black and primary truck, buddy? What do you know about that black and primary truck? Definitely a Ranger. Absolutely. Oh, but it gets better, doesn't it, buddy? It's better. What else is it that person owns, Fred? Something that looks a hell of a lot like an HHR, huh? Oh, yeah. Fuck you, Fred. Fuck you, buddy. Oh, and look. Here it is where Andy and I are talking about. No shit. Be like, oh, that's the one we pointed out to, oh, I don't know, so-and-so sort of company guy. That evening night, he was removing that guy from our property. The one he went looking for after leaving our driveway. Can't imagine why you're freaked out with 14th, 15th mixed up, buddy. And it gets even better, don't it? Because on the 15th, it's heard tell a truck was back around. And also following Candace from somewhere. Also easy to mistake colors and shadowing and things too, maybe. I don't know. Oh, you just can't remember that one. You wish. Oh, gosh. What you know about that? You want to talk about it? This person you clearly know that also owns a vehicle that looks exactly like an HHR and might be mistaken for one, but it's clearly not. But keeps making pass by it. What is it, Fred? Uh-oh. Now, I can't say this vehicle is connected or responsible or is up to anything because I do know the name of the person who owns these, has them, and I'm not trying in any way to make them look any type of way. Alright? But I'm sick of Fred pointing fingers at us when clearly he had traffic coming and going that people were concerned about, asking us about, and was spotted on the 14th, 15th, and around his area and following Candace, supposedly, as well. I gotta tell you, we're asked a whole lot more questions about this one than any red one, and this is all I'm saying. So, yeah. Black, blue. Things have a way in the back of your holler, don't they? Hell, they might have a way in the front, back, middle. Shit, you never know. Even on cameras. Because, I mean, hell, look, this is on your wife's. Right? Black to blue. Oh, gosh. Wish you could remember. I also wish you could remember exactly what time and what place in the road your truck stopped on the 15th. Just saying. About them zones. And I really don't care how anybody feels about it today. Tired of being fucked with by these fuck sticks on that road. Fred, Laura, Candace, Dawn, Monster, Whorebag 400, the $500 Dream Team. I've held and bit my tongue. While the others clearly have not, and they've just made up, targeted, jilloed, chaos, done whatever the fuck. Sick of it. Sick of watching and for years being targeted, fucked with, screwed with, attempted to be killed, pushed to suicide, murdered, people knocking on fucking doors, and there while the rest of them just party the fuck down, live it up, do whatever. They make up bullshit, they lie, try to get out of what and who they are. Seemingly little charmed things running amok. While these children and I are protected not at all, and the terrible things that have happened. No safety, no walls in place. So if it's what it takes to keep us safe. And to finally say something on or about the others. It ain't made up, it ain't manufactured, it ain't narratives, it ain't bullshit. But it's truth and reality. It pushes back a little and gives these children some space from it. Finally, that I'm gonna do so. Because they damn sure ain't nobody else to it. When I know hold things like this and much more, far, far more. Well, they all have to study online, be handled, yoked, ferried around the community with Ryan drives, all that bullshit. Make up garbage. And while I pack up motherfuckers online, treat them like they're all not what they are, reward them for it, support them for being child and woman abusers, and worse, while they all pretend they're advocates, while they're this, while they're that, while they actually help them abuse further for $500 at a time, etc. I've fucking had it. Almost. Otherwise, I'd be out here just being like, bleh, hearing all the 5 bazillion hours of recordings, pics, 30 years of fucking vids, messages, phone calls, the whole nine. Here's this, that, the other. Here's everything I know. Here are all the recordings of, la la, and whatever. Still not doing that. But I'm sick of Fred and Ziggy's narrative that Monster was on the road that day. I'm sick of them targeting the fuck out of my children and I. I'm sick of the shit Ziggy's done in and around Summer's case with a well-organized group online. I'm sick of watching them do what they're doing. Fake this, fake that. Fred's found truth. Blah, blah, blah. While him and I just run the fuck amok, doing whatever the goddamn fuck I have for years. Monster, for some reason, playing this shit. Y'all eating it up. Like, he really gives a fuck. He knows that there's enough proof he wasn't on that goddamn road. He's playing in it for a reason. I'm gonna bet it goes back to his $500 dream team. Just like everything else. That's all he's ever been here for. That's all he knew the amount they're getting, too. Because him screaming how he didn't give a fuck about Summer Wells. All he wanted was money. And somebody had lied to him, told him that's what everybody else was taking, getting, etc. We tried to tell him it was not. He wasn't having it. And then, of course, they robbed the landlord. He come on initially, telling Piper, And Piper told the world that's all he really wanted was money. It was the only reason here. He wouldn't be here long, blah, blah. All the things, right? Hell, even in that same first thing, it come out that, he's basically trying to get these kids and I killed. All we really wanted was some cash. Get him and Whorebag 400 out of fucking trailer park Sue debt, right? Acting crazy in fucking courthouses, etc. But nobody believed me when I said he acted that way in courthouses. Little and I, would they? Even though some have spoken about it. Well, landlords called him and bitch bag fucking volatile, could see that he could turn violent. Obviously, they robbed that fucking man while they were stealing from a little, falsely filing taxes, getting help from the whatever COVID shit that dude signed him up for. And you see the beautiful recordings JLR doesn't have on that shit, but I do. Right? On what they did with all that. According to that dude, there was also fake identities and all kinds of shit. I just don't even know about all that. But, and they wanted a camper to get away from Big Bad Me. But where's it sitting? Oh, a fucking quarter mile or so away from us still. Right? I'm blamed for him not being a good job, summer, whatever. But he's quitting on him. He's not working. He's doing whatever. He's selling dope. He's fucking stealing money from Little. He's doing whatever it is. Becca's obviously involved in that. You get stupid shit for the years, right? Hell, what was it, last year? Last fall? Man, like, he doesn't care if these creators and him target the shit out of our kids, especially when he's exceptionally pissed at and can't get hands on with the $500 club, right? Set up shit, temperate courts, judges, atheist shit, Jenny, Adrian, Scott, Benny, Penny, you know, the whole nine there, Rojo, Lips, all them. Still couldn't get her, right? Y'all watched that, thought that was fucking funny. I didn't find it funny, nor did Little. Either way, he only, even in that, look at the fucking messages. He's mad because those bitches lied and he knew it and they got it twisted and he says so, clearly, concisely. His only complaint is that he's being punished because nobody gave him cash apps. No shit. Right? So concerned. Jesus. He plays into the game, he does whatever, Then they all got each other's asses to cover, and then he starts adding shit into court settings. He then later tries to mindfuck Little, and boy, aren't those beautiful recordings. And Little's asked me to put those out even before we went to court at the time, and I was like, oh, won't do it. But it shows him clearly needling in and abusing her again, hammering home the fact that he doesn't give a fuck about Summer, again, to a child he knows he abused with the dream. That wasn't a dream. It was him abusing Little, I and eldest, and our real feelings about Summer vanishing. It was a vulnerability. It's what monsters do. It was abuse. No, he did not see Summer's body. None of that. And it was Little's voice that spoke about it, right? About the abuse and how he used that. But y'all vanished that offline, didn't you? Because you knew you were going to get a monster in June. If you could annihilate me, and then, well, if not, you were going to use a monster to try to do it for years. And him and his whore would do it for 500, 600, some of this, some of that. And y'all have helped him abuse these children and I even further for years online. My family, to target people that didn't even know Summer had nothing to do with anything. And I know because of where these children and I stand on June 15th, we had nothing to do with anything. Not covering up, not helping, didn't hurt Summer, didn't even lay eyes on her on June 15th. Witnesses only. And at the very least, 6:09, when I came into contact with Candace in the roadway with other neighbors present, just not far from us, and then began searching with him. And witness only, man. 6:09 at the very least counts. It stops the timeline, but just I think the children and I piss off a lot of people. A whole lot of motherfuckers playing the same damn game. Well, we're playing none. A lot of people want us gone, including you creators who keep calling out for your fuck shit. Your criminal shit. What you've done, how far you've gone, even attempts to get us murdered. It has brought real danger. Not crazy. It's not a conspiracy. I have proof of it. I ain't got goddamn mouths, what you need to happen, what you did anyway, including Monster and them and his whore bag through his own YouTube and other things. Putting out shit, racing it like it wouldn't be caught in time, all kinds of shit. His first appearance here online, he knew. He didn't care. As long as him and that make money. While pretending big bad guy, count job, that's what they'd say in court. Those selling dope, him having 3 or 4 jobs at once. Him quitting those jobs had nothing to do. He didn't lose them, he wasn't fired from him. Quit them. Make y'all think whatever, play the fucking victim like he has his whole goddamn life. He ain't a victim, he's a fucking perpetrator. Something him and I often went around about. But I don't want to put recordings out of our children. Not even of him clearly blackmailing, trying to insert ideas in their head that him and Penny and Tiffany and everybody else had come up with about the holding honesty, also bullshit that you can well see and prove is formulated. And then he starts introducing it into court settings and then tries to mindfuck, and that he's clearly blackmailing Little and trying me through her, and that one last go at hammering down on the hey, Little, that I already hurt with this shit he now calls a dream because it sounds better than fussing up the LE feds or you all as public that it wasn't a goddamn dream. It was him abusing us. But the vulnerability is seen, nothing more, nothing less. And he was screaming, Candace and Dawn have murdered Summer, etc. They've put her somewhere, and, describing decom. You know what I'm saying? That was it. He did it to hurt, to wound people he knew were already hurt and wounded. But it wasn't a goddamn dream. Little didn't lie, nor we. It's not a lie. It's not a joke. It's not funny. And it ain't a goddamn dream. It's abuse. It's a monster targeting vulnerabilities. That's it. We lived through it our whole lives. We're still trying to, despite this motherfucker and his $500 dream team. So, pardon me if I'm getting a little pissy this many years in, but I hold enough. And I still. But I can, if at some point choose to, give you recordings of him clearly saying he gives no fucks about Summer. She's not part of his everyday life. He's blah, blah, blah. And using it as another way to remind Little again of how he heard it before and to take it back to that moment for her. Another form of abuse. Maybe not heard by those who don't know. Heard clearly by us as intended from a monster. As his little handler in the background whistles aimed to, take it back a little direction, manipulates, does whatever she's done since she came in contact with Brooke Dick. Sorry ass piece of shit, child and woman abuser. But it's like last fall, man. Y'all were so hot and in a hurry because of the hate train on us, man. Y'all must let out his shit, right? Oh, because it looked real good if JSB's kids were out doing the things till they got all prego and shit. And then I noticed it got real quiet real quick, didn't it? And I go, shit, wrong one. Wasn't mine, homie. Whose underage peoples was that again? That's right. And yet, y'all wanted my Little put around something that set that much of an example for their own. Motherfuckers living in a camper, doping it the fuck up, stealing, showing signs of violence that others that don't even know us can see, acting crazy in courts. Y'all like, oh, Andy, team innocence. Alright? That been heard. Nobody can explain how it is or excuse away the abuse he clearly admitted to upon our children. Out of his own damn mouth, and out of messages I've shown you, and pictures, and their own mouths. And every time they speak about it, die. Like old piss pat over her. They make it into something like Mama told them to say, whatever, Even though for years inside the inboxes, you can see him not disagreeing that he's doing fuck shit. And even now he's like, oh, we're good. You're like, oh, it's okay. Hell, some of y'all like the Ryans and everybody else and the Curiosities. Y'all supposed to be all about this anti-child abuse. You giving Dawn and Candace shit for it. You blame people, you in every case going, child abuse and this there, la 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 la. Here you are with Andy goddamn Bernard. Jenny, Adrian, Ryan, Jared, the rest. Oh, but y'all here to save the babies. But you wanted babies placed back around known active drug users bragging about it online, selling dope, And okay, we're obviously lying, conning, scamming, etc. since they got here. And yeah, but saving my baby. Uh-huh. Didn't bother to go get them court transcripts where he threw that child off, got her birthday and everything else wrong with it. Just days outside have been him. Nope, didn't get those. He had already chosen first. She had chosen as well. Wasn't needing any of that bullshit. He knew. She knew. Everybody else knew. Family knew. Elves knew. Wasn't nothing new with him. Did it anyway. Because y'all were paying him. And his score back. And y'all were paying well. Just like you're paying now. Access to the properties. That's the other. To come online while he go to court. Pretend he had nothing to do with. Him, y'all didn't do a lawsuit shit. Didn't do this shit, that shit. And he could pretend like he was the goddamn victim of Big Bad JSB. And y'all could watch him as y'all made memes or voted on my children's names as what? Kidnappers or murderers of summer whales, not caring how that affected their lives or the horrendous shit that would be caused to them by you. Didn't give a fuck. You helped abuse my children. And abuse survivors of domestic violence with their abuser online for years. And all of you watched it, played in it, and paid for it. And anybody that can buy any of you all that say you're advocates while you support a known and admitted woman and child abuser, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. While you're out here solving Summer's case, whose life very much centered around domestic violence, abuse. Y'all rail against it while you support the other. But my children who could hear Summer and the boys screaming over domestic violence and this, the other, and everything, they could hear each other's tears and everything else traveling between those hills. And you all have supposed empathy and sympathy for some, but not all. And you target mine with their fucking abuser. There's a special place in hell for all of you. We all heard each other's tears, screams. You're advocates of none out here, abusers, harmful idiots, intentional, harmful investment teams, cons, criminals, pieces of shit, playing like you really give it. But there are none of you who can get out from underneath the umbrella of you're supporting a known, admitted, and proven child and woman abuser online for years now, and that you've paid him, you've helped him, and you've helped him get away with it and deny justice and safety to his victims and survivors. Well, a bunch of you glom on to Fred and Lauren and act like they're not what they are either. You look the assholes of all the monsters, right? Some of you can pretend it's just so you can get closer to and do whatever, and that's fine. That ain't true either. Not of 99.9.9.9% of creators and otherwise are those who inserted in and around everything Summer and around all of us in our lives, our families, are coinciding terrible moments in seeking out things like safety and justice that your fuckery here denied. so far. You listen to Fred, and that's the thing. People can say Vince sitting this here, but where it concerns Monster, I'll stand up as some bitch was not on the road on the 15th. End of story. He left work that morning. He came back that fucking evening. After cops are already present. Like, they clotted, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just fucking tell you people. But when Fred has got more going on in the back of his holler, where feds are actually visiting, see, that's how the feds came with it and hold the proof that Andy wasn't on the road, is because they were there to get information on Fred's traffic and a truck. A truck he seems concerned about, and a truck also connected with things like look similar to other things. Now, all I'm saying is, that he wants to hammer in on. As he slings mud and jello at her bow, since he has a problem with that asshole, he could know some of these things, right? And then be falsely targeting others. So that's why I'm telling you this person may not be involved, period, with anything. Could be more chaos than mud and jello. Could be Fred and crew and the $500 teams, right? Trying to elicit or get more info, but, thing is, and I'm certain there are certain aspects, but looking for a blue like they were a few weeks ago. I mean, hell, maybe that applies too, you never know. Maybe all the colors of the rainbow are being sought after. Any strange vehicular activity there, it could be that. You just never know. I'd assume that would be the case since all possibilities are possible. But it seems like some of them drive right back to Fred's. And nobody else's. And then they're seen around Candace as well. Supposedly, allegedly. But I do know, because I was witness to the 14th, that one damn sure did. This one. That the feds only went and visited Andy's workplace not because he was sus, but to ask questions about Fred's traffic in a certain truck. See how it works, Fred? I hope you caught all that on your digital recorders and your creep-tastic bullshit on and around everybody else's property, while, maybe or maybe not, helping other people. Fuck you, buddy. See, the difference is I have the real receipts in real time on those real days. Where are yours, Fred? Other than your fucking stupid face. I ain't seen it yet. Where your SD cards that belong mostly to everybody else in the area? Where are your digital recorders and your phone recordings, Fred? Where they at? I have questions. Fucking feathers with your wee trails. You wee traffic, motherfucker. Who was on the road again on the 14th and 15th, Fred? It'll be you and Laura. And all your company. I hear tell there was some blue falling Candace too, right? I'm not gonna speak about that though. Anyway, yep. Um, and I could play the recording of Little because I do have it when she came online and spoke about the thing he wants to make a dream now. Has free owns. It's here somewhere in my vids or lives or something. It's there. Oh dear, just filming myself. Bro. Now I find some of this shit a little sketchy, right? Like this. Brooks, of crime line and lies, committing crimes. Brooks has talked to Dawn on the phone before. I heard it with my own ears. Dawn didn't know I was listening. Is that legal? I don't know. He wanted to come on the show, but Brooks turned him down. She told him to go talk to TBI. After he hung up, she said, I don't have murderers on my channel. Oh, but she'll defend a Monster&His. As far as, DV and everything else goes, she's fine with all that. She's convinced either Dawn or Candace did it. So maybe that's how Andy got the number. No shit, you think? Along with Benny and Tiffany and all them after they heard him screaming at us and he could fuck about summer, he just wanted $500. Because somebody made him believe the $500 shit before that. I wonder who that was. Green eyes and such. And fuckery around Crystal and others in this group. I just remember, and the Jen L. Hyman that was spelled wrong and differently than the Jen Hyman that was on Ziggy's. I don't know. Wonders will never cease, the shit that comes back to the group. Anyway, I'd forgotten all about that call till I was just now thinking about how Andy could have gotten her number. But I'll try to get the info tomorrow. I'll try to get the number. But there it is, right? Andy is going around to some channels wanting to tell what he knows for money. Whatever. I was like, you were kidding me. Which channels? Nope. Swear on a stack of Bibles, he came to Kevin and Brooks at Crime Line and Lies. And Brooks has screamed this at me when they conveniently had Trevor come and say some foul ass shit to me as the flip happened there. Any messages or proof of it, are they keys friendly? They talked on the phone and Brooks doesn't record phone stuff. Right, she just lets people listen in. About like the rest of you, Nine Deep and Discord, Xbox, the lines of communication. Yeah, we know. Oh, yeah, we know. What y'all gonna do if you actually get something from somebody? You can't turn that shit in. What are you gonna do? Tell the feds that you obtained it illicitly while Nine Deep were in there? Felt like you've done it phone pockets since day one after Summer vanished? You fucking weirdos. Yeah, y'all really trying to help. I was like, how long ago, and did he verify it was him? No, definitely not keys friendly, and they don't pay for interviews, so I wonder why he tried to go to that channel. I don't know, haven't a clue. I'm sure he'll find someone. He wanted $500. Who gave him that amount, you wonder? And then he was screaming about us, and I'd warned him. And then, of course, at the same time, for some reason, if the creators and vultures surrounding Hollywood could be given any contact easily. Yep. And then, wildly enough, circling that is Ziggy shit again, and the little pebble droppers and the hint droppers, and boy, I remember these times well. Also, and this is not me, this is some, this is messages sent to me, and blah, blah, blah. But shared between us. Anyway, also gotta say, is this about that shit someone in chat on Ziggy Live threatened about your ex and his girlfriend gonna try and start some shit? Well, girl, let him fuck me. You got this. Don't KET me, mess you up. Just breathe. You can't be any more stressed with your health issues than you already are. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, and you will get through it. Any eye with half a brain will see right through his shit. You'll be okay. By the way, Candace and Dawn and Sharon and Benny probably the ones giving out numbers. They all shady as fuck. Right? Right. Weird, it's just pebble dropped into Ziggy's and all the rooms rotate. Just like always, huh? Gearing up for it, and Green Eyes letting out the number. That way Chris McDonough and others can have it. Oh, yeah. True story. So Don B can get it. So this, that, and the other, and it can run rampant, right? Oh, yeah, I remember those times. Meanwhile, kids and I weren't taking a penny, none of that shit. Dumbass thought we were, though, right? No, but it gets better, doesn't it? It gets better. Because then, they're in the property visitation phase of everything, and blah, 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 blah. After y'all tormented the fuck out of all the kids, etc., real good, blah, 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 leading up to certain shit, got monster, all these things, you know, that y'all did in a well-organized group fashion with a known and admitted child and woman abuser. Thursday, October 20th, 2022. Yep. This was between Adrian and Benny. Now, I'd love to tell you she posted them. Jody thinks she's going to do a big expose on raps tonight. Is there a way that I could pay Andy to come over and hang out with me for an hour or so while she does that? Tell him I'll give him 50 or $100. I was planning on no big expose or anything. Rap asked if I want to come and talk to him. That was it. Weren't the orders in place at this point where he wasn't supposed to be talking about us at all or even little, but you all just had him, and all that shit, and then $15 pop questions and background shit? Right. Yep, there were. There were those in place, and you all watched this shit go down anyway. But anyway, please hit me with questions you want at a particular time. I'm going to send him $500. He quit his job today. He quit his job today. Aw, Benny, that's so nice. He's had a very hard time because of Jody's bullshit. Benny's like, Hearts, I like him. She goes, I do too. He really is a sweetheart. Uh-huh. There's your $500 fucking crew. Let get him on panels to abuse, trigger me while I'm on panels with rap, because that's really what it's about, right? Try to elicit responses, beat me down, shut me up. With our abuser, paying him for it. Shit he's not supposed to be talking about or doing. Even mentioning little any of that. Violates. But he go to court pretend he wasn't doing no fuck shit. And he hadn't been here all along and whatever, right? But this was Adrian's proof that Andy didn't take money from Benny to be on the property. And boy, Adrian, you are not going to like the recordings that I will eventually release, you lying fucking whore. Or the setup that was enacted on Benny at the time, either. Lying whores. Just like you twist and weasel all other messages and everything else and make them look like, right? Thank God for those. Ziggy and Fred are still using them to create false and targeting narratives. Hey? You good with yourself yet? Of course you are. Fucking psycho. Anyway, there's all that. I can do a bigger expose if y'all like. All the audio, the videos, all the things. I'm sick of it. Y'all keep supporting known and admitted child and woman abusers while you rail against others and pretend you're real advocates. Keep pretending they're gonna be your fucking heroes, that they're all dead pirate and he's the victim all you fucking want. There's proof out here, including out of his own mouth again. Anything that makes all y'all look. Think anybody's gonna take you seriously knowing that? Not those who have truly survived, lived, or tried to survive. Not those who will ever come across your channels again with half a brain. Just help out all your specials and documentaries and companies or anything else taking you seriously either. And that'd be different for me if it wasn't done for the purposes of an abuser. Making cash on abusing them with you all to do that to silence us. And to target us, and many of you all see you've been directed to do so by certain others on that hill. And then, of course, because you're pissed off, because, well, we've called you all out in your fuck shit too, and shown the world how you work and operate as a group. And the crimes you very much committed against us that fall in legal and, in criminal and civil bounds. And you'd like that to go away too. It's not going to. You know? If he had just come here and spoke whatever the fuck, did whatever else, then fine. But that's not what it was. Combined with all the years, courts, orders, hiding behind the scenes while he played innocent in, and y'all used him. And he used you to do it for years further of more abuse and to profit on it. But that's my issue. Well, he clearly had a way, means, and otherwise do other shit. He wanted to come on here and do abuse and to make money on it. And he proudly, throughout our entire lives in this community, was like, yeah, I beat the shit out of her. I haven't when I spoke publicly, which I had on my other social media for years, but, and outright, it wasn't a secret here. He was fine with it, though. It's the thing. Here, though, much like the rest now, he didn't want to be known for what he was. Weird that, huh? Especially his whore. She wanted to pretend she hadn't chosen a known to her for fact. She knew. dopehead, woman and child abuser put around her own children, knowing what he was before, and helping him do it even further to us while we were all still in Ben Hill. Right? I didn't like that look a whole lot, and you all helped him hide even further. It's fucking gross. It's atrocious. You know? Anyway, now, JLR sometimes he's good for certain things.
Now Don and Candace Wells' neighbor court hearing is at the end of July. It's very likely your kindness or taking advantage of your vote.
I think I can at least play this part for you. Why not?
Sued by a couple for $1,960. Andy Bernard, George Bernard, whoa, is this the Bernards? Is this George Senior? I looked to see if there's any new cases dealing with Summer Wells, Don Wells, Candace Wells, or people around them. And a case popped up that was filed at the end of May. Randy and Kathy Patterson versus George Bernard. And I saw the name George Bernard, and I'm like, whoa, is this the Bernards? Is this George Sr.? Is this Andy Bernard? What's going on here? What is this case about? Is this a criminal case, civil case? And I looked, and it appeared to me that Andy Bernard, George Bernard, the one that's on YouTube now, is being sued. He's being sued by a couple for $1,960. I was like, whoa, what is this about? And I was looking, and I looked up Randy and Kathy Patterson, and they are landlords. They live in Churchill, and they own a trailer park with 10 trailers. So I was like, whoa, okay. Why are they trying to get money from Andy Bernard? So I called Randy. I called the landlord, and he gave me a lot of insight. And told me what the situation was about. I'm going to share that conversation with you right now, and then we...
I don't know, did he go into the full extent? Because it got worse, bro.
We will discuss afterward. Check it out. Hello? Hi, good morning. Can you hear me? Good morning. Is this Mr. Patterson? Hi, Mr. Patterson. My name is Jonathan. I am a reporter with Original Media Group. The reason why I'm calling is I noticed in the Hawkins County court record search that you and Kathy filed a lawsuit against George Bernard for a little under $2,000. Is that correct?
I cannot speak to you the time about it. I'm not disagreeing with who you are or agreeing with who you are, but I could not talk about it over the phone.
Yeah, let me just ask you something. Is this something to do with George Bernard owing you money for rent? Is this a rent issue?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. No, the reason why I'm following the case is because, in the area where George Bernard previously lived and his family was a missing girl, Summer Wells. Are you familiar with the Summer Wells case?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why I was just trying to figure out why George Bernard was being sued in court. I saw you guys suing him, and I'm assuming it has something to do with rent. You just verified that. So does he have any plans of paying?
I really, I hate to tell you that put you off. I'm really not doing that. It's just hard. My attorney really don't just stop stuff, and
Yeah.
I
upfront with me about that. Now, in reference to Summer Wells, do you know anything about Summer Wells? Has he ever talked about Summer Wells to you?
No, I have not. He has not. Me and him did not have a conversation. We lived there a short period of time.
Yeah.
And he was not a one, you know, I'd seen him put my hand as about it, except for doing personal work.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah.
Can I ask why the questions are being asked a little bit?
Yeah, because Summer Wells is missing. There's been a lot of speculation that people are thinking that George or his ex-girlfriend Jody Sue Brown could be involved because they have property, or their parents have property right next to Summer Wells' home in Rogersville, you know, on 110 Ben Hill Road.
Right. Yes, I do.
Do you know Jody Sue?
Unfortunately, you know, our community has been flooded with that, and unfortunately, no, nothing yet to be, you know, to happen from it. That is what is bad, so.
Yeah. No, I understand. And to be honest with you, like, I do think George is probably going to pay you guys because he is on YouTube now making videos trying to get money, raise money to pay for a trailer. That's what he says. So he's trying to raise $2,000. So I'm assuming he's doing that to probably pay you guys back, just to let you know.
Well, I hope that is true, but I would very doubt it. I'd say it'd be more, well, I hope that would be true.
Yeah. No, I get it. And it's always good, you know, it's not always, you know, I feel bad that you guys had to go to that extreme to file a lawsuit against him to try to get your money. He should have just paid or tried to work the deal out with you. Obviously, you guys have your reasons for that. Hopefully, he pays you guys back what he owes.
Right. So your name is
Jonathan. My name's Jonathan.
Jonathan. Okay, well, we just got up. We worked late last night, and I just got up. I'm trying to put the pieces together for you, so forgive me for that. But
no, I thank you for your time, and good luck. And I hope you guys get your money out of him. Hopefully, he pays, even if he has to raise the money on YouTube from people. Hopefully, he raises the money and uses that money to pay you back, not that money to do other things, but to actually pay you back. But you feel like that's probably not going to happen.
On YouTube, how is he listing that? Is he listing that under George Bernard? Or
the real Andy Bernard, I think. The real Andy B.
The real
Andy B.
Now, mind you, this whole time he's slinging shit. He's got 3 fucking jobs, pizza place, couple other places, la. He's stealing money off the government in Little's name, him and Horback both. And if you believe that weren't cheating shit, well, you add up the rental dates. He rented a trailer for another woman coming off being it. That's strange. Y'all ever rent a place just instantly for somebody you just met? Yeah, that's what I thought. But he didn't cheat on the cancer patient he was beating on and children he was abusing. He didn't definitely take off right after the boys were taken. Like he was all flipping. It's fun. Right? It's all fun. JSP's a big bad guy. I'm a big bad wolf dude, you know?
Andy B?
Andy B.
Andy B, as in like Bernard.
Andy B.
Yeah.
And does it specifically say in there, or just that the...
Let me, stay with me here. I'm going to find the actual channel so I can give you the actual name. The real Andy B. I'm looking right now. Bear with me. Okay, yeah, so his YouTube channel is called The Real Andy B.
The real Andy B.
Yeah, so he's been making a few videos the last couple days, and in these videos, now he talks about the Summer Wells case, he talks about what he saw that day and what he didn't see, and then in the course of those videos, he's trying to get money. He's trying to tell people he needs money. He has a trailer. He wants to get a new trailer. He wants $2,000. So, and this is one of the reasons why I called you, was because I saw, again, a lawsuit that you guys filed against him for around that same amount of money. So I'm assuming he's trying to get that, he's trying to get that money to either pay you guys, or maybe he won't pay you guys.
Well, I wouldn't look for him to pay, just to be honest. I would go that far with you.
Yeah.
I don't, of course, the judge finally told him that if it would be, they would be stuck, rules by the whole works. The judge did him that. I don't care to tell you that, because it's, when it's in court, it's public knowledge anyway, once it gets to court. So,
yeah.
But now, as far as the summer wells, how he would be connected, I have not been questioned or anything, or not had no reason to. I'm very involved with the doctors around in my area.
Yeah.
I'm very, in a good way, and there would be no suspicion of me that he would be involved, but also it wouldn't, you get surprises every day, and hopefully.
I mean, does he seem like a violent guy at all?
Don't think he's really. Hold on a second. Let me turn this down. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
He don't really seem to be. What can I say? 100% thoughtful about anything. He's more. I believe he could go violent, but I don't believe he's. No, of course, I guess I don't worry about it, because I've been in the rental business for 35 years, but, you get used to dealing with certain type people, and attitudes, but, not to say I'm not, feel harmful every once in a while, or not want to be harmed, but, it goes along with the territory. So, I hate to say that, but that is true, but he and his wife both really acted out in court as, really pretty hateful and meaningful.
Yeah, when you say him and his wife, are you talking about Jody Sue was there too?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. That just means his girlfriend, not his wife. His girlfriend.
Okay, so you're saying his girlfriend and them, and the judge, he was acting up a little bit, and the judge had to say something to him?
Well, yeah, the judge kind of pulled him back in, a little bit, because our judge, you don't do that to him. You don't go out of line. He did the business and keep a straight business, even with his landlords and all. We get aggravated, but.
Must have been a totally different judge than we got when we went, because they just let him act out fucking ever. Yep. Everybody had good giggles and laughing, sharing personal cell phone numbers and losing calculators and retiring the next day. Smirky, real good times. Anyway, and he was used to that. So then he come over on these lines too, trying to act that way, and until his $500 dream team buttoned him up and made sure to remind him before he went in that he had to act certain ways instead of fucked up like he had been in front of judges, child advocates, and otherwise that I'd gotten for little. Yeah, it took him a few court appearances with that whore bag, and they brought her in and they make sure. They're like, well, still both got pissed about it's right. Enablers until ish. But thing is, he was used to it. And he also, in none of the decades together did he ever acted like that in court with me. Like, not against me, but when we went to court, he didn't act like that. His dad did. But I guess when you're stuck with somebody who's all about the drama and the fire and gas, and you take that personality on as a monster, well, that's what you're left with, ain't it? No brains, acting like an asshole, getting so bad in your old age to abuse it just seems a monster can't maintain. Problem is, one day eventually it's gonna come full tilt out again, and I hate it for anybody in its path.
So yeah, and you sound like a very nice guy. You know, like you guys are older in your life. You don't. I mean, I'm sure you didn't want to file a lawsuit against them, right? Like you're just like, hey, no, I even offered the money to run on the movie. I mean, I done everything to get them to move, but they just sitting there, dude.
He offered him money to move, to pay for it. He got him on government programs, all the shit, and that's a whole nother story. All the things, still wouldn't do it. Well, this one's pretending they were on hard times, but making fucking money out the ass under, the counter jobs, 3 or 4 deep, stealing off a little, yep. But the woe is me and JSP's online story, it flew with everybody, didn't it? Including most surrounding people in the community, you all, the jobs. Bullshit. They're living it the fuck up, doing whatever the fuck they wanted. Pretending they couldn't do no shit. Where was all that fucking money going if not to rent? Where the fuck was it going, dude? Ask yourselves that. And he clearly had enough to get a brand new car. Literally. As soon as he left Ben Hill. Where the fuck that come from, anyway? Wonders never cease. He, of course, didn't notice that for a few days in, as his buddies with certain lines were escorting poor Boo Boo back and forth to court dates and things. Because Boo Boo's safety and his histrionics with his line-ass monster families mattered. He needed escorts. They need people to, intimidate certain people and their families when they showed up to those court dates. All the help for monsters around here, I tell you what.
The state to help them out to try to get tied up, but once they run out, they just run up the debt.
Yeah,
that was it.
Exactly, just taking advantage of your kindness or taking advantage of your vulnerability, and then it forces you guys to go file a lawsuit that I'm sure you guys don't want to deal with. It's a headache, it's a hassle. You guys don't need that, you know?
Well, you're exactly correct. Unfortunately, about once every 3 or 4 years, this does happen. I don't like it, but that is part of the business. Nowadays it seems like the younger generation is not responsible as they should be.
Let me ask you something. If another landlord ever called you for a reference, that Andy gave them a reference and said to call you and ask you, was Andy Bernard a good tenant? What would you say? Would you recommend him?
No, I believe in tenants. A lot of people tell me make a landlord just to get people out, get them out of the house. I don't do that. I say just like you do it. I tell them you better do it for your reference. I don't really say anything negative. Or I would refer this to my attorney to do the talking. So
I get it, Mr. Patterson. Yeah, I get it.
Because I don't want to put nobody else in the situation I was in. I'm not saying people can change, but they need to prove it by taking care of their debts and everything prior to.
Did he ever bring crazy people up at his house? Did you ever see like riffraffs or anybody
No. Nobody. That was nobody we ever seen there. Friends, not speaking to neighbors, not being friendly and all.
All right.
No.
Yeah, where did he end up going? Do you know?
I not really have an idea yet. I'm sure I could probably find out if I really needed to, but
yeah, because over time you might have to collect a judgment from him if he doesn't pay.
Well, that is true. That is actually being worked on now. So I'll go that far. It is being worked on. So, which in collecting it will probably be not a good chance of doing
thank you for the time. Thank you for the interview. God bless you and your family, and I hope you guys get your money that Andy Bernard owes you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
All right, so where do we start here? Andy is being sued by his landlord for not paying his rent, $1,960. He didn't pay. Now, we've seen Andy on YouTube recently, just created a YouTube channel a few weeks after being sued.
But see, that was pre-planned shit from the year before while he pretended the entire time the law enforcement was he wasn't back here with them, talking, giving out info, clawing his way into my family, never been close to, inserting a self-background eldest with whorebag. That makes perfect sense to you all, doesn't it? Right? I'm the big bad wolf, but then him and whorebag get as close and as inserted as they possibly can. Can't imagine. That seems totally fucking normal to me. You think you'd want to cut off... No. They wanted more contact. They want it from a different avenue, and then to manipulate kids who have been recently released from them to get claws in for the $500 crew. You can see how that ended up. And still, yeah, yeah. Right. Lifelong fuckery by a goddamn monster. And his little monster fucking whore helper. And you motherfuckers out here with the $500 crew. Fuck all y'all. Anyway. Yeah, but much like that, remember he was wanting the camper and the trailers to get away from the big bad wolf. He needed it to escape me. But yet he gets claws in family. He gets claws in else. He fucking doesn't go the fuck away with whorebag 500. Camper that somebody eventually gave him or he did whatever with, still sitting there, right down the road. He's still visiting Kyle and doing all the shit, the blah, stealing shit apart, doing all the things for all the years. Wild, ain't it? Lupus, Lips, offering the campers, trying to get him talk to him, all that shit, winding him the fuck up, you know. Him getting pissed off and enraged about the failure of those things online, pissed off at Lupus for changing her mind, though he didn't quite grasp because he's an idiot that it was a setup from the beginning. Much like Lips, and her first words to him, which were, "I got a camper, man." Fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. He's not a smart man. Anyway, carrying on.
Andy is on his YouTube channel asking for donations. He calls it a trailer fund. Check this out.
While I'm on here,
Oh, yeah. And while he's on here, and around here, he was also right before court, making sure to jet for a few weeks, month or two, down other places where she has people that apparently know nothing to do with nobody. Pretending that they had to move that far away to get away from Big Bad Wolf. And therefore were no danger to I and the children. It was Big Bad Meal. And it was this, that, or Survivor speaking of it. Oh my god, right? But he was back here the whole time too, taking in cash, feeding out info, feeding my family and personal info to the wolves with his horror, clawing into eldest, doing all the things, making y'all believe he was the poor little Depp herd bullshit. Oh yeah. Then he couldn't help but admit at certain points, especially when I busted him out the receipts. He was no victim. He was the perpetrator. He laid hands on women and children. Atrociously and worse than what you all even seen in public. And he admitted to it. Wasn't any of it bad enough? But he said he did worse than even that. Worse than what you seen that caused surgeries and stitches and scars for life on me. Tissue death. Skin split to bone, teeth through lip, chin, cheeks, tongues. Y'all made merch, called it ketchup, did all the things, but he admitted to far worse than even what y'all'd seen. He admitted to laying hands on the children, but not quite the way he did he? The Big Bad Wolf. By going into courts pretending He had moved away, wasn't this, wasn't that, couldn't make it nowhere. The truth was, he was raking in fucking money, pretending that I was the bad guy doing all shit, doing what fucking perpetrators do, mind fucking judges, courts, flipping script, whole abundance of shit that whorebag 400 will never find out. He don't want her to find out. His family helped him in that endeavor, they always do. It's the only time they group up, especially if it's against me, and just like you all have done. It's fucked up. He's found the perfect fucking feeding ground here to continue abuse and cash in. All these monsters fucking have. This room's supposed to be about stopping monsters. How in the hell do you expect that to happen when the damn fucking thing is run by monsters? Who all pretend to be advocates. And they feed on blood. And they respect or protect no voice. Has truly been harmed, hurt, being hurt. They beat down survivors. They teach them how to never reach out of the darkness. They insert so well it scares so many from coming forward. They let people die in the dark here. Come out in body bags. Probably so they can just have another alert or news article latch onto and make a fortune. Honestly. Wouldn't it have made a good extra story in Summer's case if he had done so and whatever shit? Instead, he just quietly tried to get us murdered with this group. Push us so I get control of a witness so Jenny and Adrian could make some more bank and so y'all could be entertained. And everybody thinking they couldn't be prosecuted for, despite violating federal laws. Witness intimidation, harassment, blackmail. You know, all these other things. And that courts, law enforcement eventually wouldn't figure it out, no, catch up, prosecute. Could never be taken into civil courts or anything else either. I don't know. But while we're here, says Mom.
Why can't I get channel? A few weeks after being sued, Andy is on his YouTube channel.
But that wasn't all of it. He was supposed to come forward at that time and start out with fully hammering in public us while those were done. There you go.
Asking for donations. He calls it a trailer fund. Check this out. While I'm on here, why can't I get some people to do some donations to my Cash App? It's on my
While he was wearing another one of my shirts.
channel. You laughing. Don't laugh at me.
Out section.
And they laugh and giggle, and Becca's there, and everybody's there. And she's low enough to be some sort of dude wearing my shit while they abuse and make cash. And she had meth grill, and he was on shit, and they all knew what the fuck they were up to, and everybody just had a good time, didn't they?
Camper fund. Time to get the hell out of here.
Oh, but that's right. Y'all went and bought a hearse and teeth, too, like you did Cher, and then you paid for their wedding just to needle at me, and, like, I gave a flying fuck. You know, y'all paid the known and admitted woman and child abuser well.
He does. He wants to get out.
And a woman who chose and picked, much like a soda. You know, but not. I mean, not in that realm, but, like, you know. If you know what a predator is, why do you choose for it to be around your children? If you know it's capable of the greatest violence, of killing, murdering, harming, beating women and children, why in the fuck would you choose for it to be around yours? Or you? Or to sit there and wear its victim's clothes? Well, you find it fucking entertaining. And mind you, that thing came online eventually and was like, oh, I'd love to be a stepmom. No, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. But hey,
Out of there. Away from
Donations to my Cash App. It's on my channel.
She's laughing. Don't laugh at me.
Out section.
And camper front. I'm trying to get the hell out of here.
He does. He wants to get out of there, away from all of that.
Oh, and you should see him chatting all around. I'm sure he still can with what's not cleansed. And that was eventually revealed to me. And the line Jody's whatever. But I don't think you can speak too much on that. But y'all definitely need away from the big bad wolf. I hope that it came profitable. Did not, actually. Like it always was.
With
At least for a little bit. At least for a little bit.
Andy wants money for a trailer fund. He said he has to get out of here.
Right.
But he owes a landlord money. There's no judgment against him yet, but he has court. Next court hearing is at the end of July. It's very likely that Andy will probably have a judgment of $1,960 plus court fees against him. Andy is now on YouTube telling his story. But is he going to use the money that everyone is donating to him? Is he going to use it for himself, or is he on YouTube to tell his story to get money so he can give it to his landlord? What is Andy going to do with that money that people are...
I don't know, because he had an abundance of it. Still, Mary doing all the fuck shit, and he didn't pay the landlord. Him or Horback, so I don't know what to tell you. And they're still a quarter mile that way, so. Either way, point is, I'm sick of the rest of these motherfuckers from Ben Hill. Have been. And I'm sick of y'all fucking helping a whole bunch of them. Why you eat and target all the wrong motherfuckers. But you all know that. Some of you have done it intentionally and asked to be do so for them and have done so. You know, it's made you all a fortune. It's kept eyes off of, just like most of them wanted, ain't it? Kept eyes off of them. Good job solving Summer's case, you assholes. It's not what you ever hear about. It's blood on top of blood. Working in a well-organized group fashion to emotionally, mentally, blackmail, do all the things, just like every other case before and ever since. And the perfect example is Sebastian's so close at hand. I'm watching y'all do the same techniques and module bullshit. The manipulation of Seth and Chris and how CSO and Facebook work the same way they did against all of us. The insertion especially knows like the Leilanis or the Wells or anybody else work with you, right? Or the monsters. Or the Freds. Oh, it's hella entertaining, ain't it? And no justice to be found anywhere. Answers for Summer where? Answers for Sebastian where? Justice for true victims and survivors and safety where? Either way, so half and half. Scales of justice. Evenly today. Fuck Fred and fuck that monster and, well, I guess fuck any of y'all in the middle playing with me. Just how I feel about it. I might be back later. I hope y'all have a good day, good morning, good evening. There was a little piece too I wanted to add here, but I'm going to make that into a second thing. Separate, because it's a bit more serious and a few more receipts. That's very weighty. But y'all have a good day, good morning, good evening. Enjoy the snow like we've got here. Rain, tornadoes, hurricanes, whatever. Just dance in them all, man. Just dance. Survive and dance. Remember the little pebbles, sparks, and to be a voice where you can. Little things matter. You matter. And as always, please do share the DV/Universal hand signal for help. And forever continue to share Summer's picture information and call her by her name. And you all do know what I mean by information. That does not mean YouTube. It doesn't mean the JLRs, the bullhorns outside the Idaho 4th, the Enton fist bumping shit. Don't mean the talking heads. Don't mean the Graces. It means local surrounding police agencies, state police, TBI, FBI, who do have Q&As up on Summer Sebastian, by the way. And the more you make yourselves aware of at least those, the less these creators every time can mislead you and sway you too far off track. Remember real news outlets like Kingsport Times Online, the Rogers Review, WJHL, WCYB, Johnson City Press, Bristol Herald Courier, the real reporters like Bobo and Ansley and others. Alright? When you share Summer's flyer type information, her basic height, weight, eye color, all that, with her picture and her name, please do include a link to info pieces, right? Like news articles, real stuff, the Q&As up at the feds on it. And every now and then change and swap those out. That way the right eyes, right ears might hear the right thing at the right time. And it might be the key, the thing needed. Okay. Because you never know. Y'all can have doubt this many years in, I did not. And I know, just like I've always known, you can't outrun and you can't outlast. Not the feds, not these amazing men and women working every day tirelessly for Summer and her light to shine and her story to be told through her brothers, them, who care about her, not as a treasure, a trophy, a thing, a flat image, but as a real little girl who really matters and will always matter. She will always matter. And she will not be left, nor will her story as a mystery on that road, that cursed ass, blood flowing road. Her light, and she will speak. And law enforcement, feds, and those who truly care about her will help her light and her speak. They're the only ones that should do so. Hope one day soon the right people do the right thing. Come forward on their own knowing they can't outlast. They grow a fucking heart. For her sake, found me instead of theirs. But you know, monsters are monsters. And monsters are always cowards. Every last one of them. They may seem brutal. They can take and take and they can destroy. But they are some of the weakest things on earth. But sometimes you find monsters in the strangest of times might grow little bits of heart and do the right thing. For once. For once. Y'all have a good morning, good evening, and good night.